Hello and welcome to session 4. Let's start with a brief recap from last week. Last week's session introduced us to the direct instruction teaching model. Hopefully, after completing last week's tasks, you'll realise that direct instruction is very coach orientated and it focuses on athletes learning the technique required to complete the skills, and that this is undertaken in a closed environment without pressure. So it's about the mastery of content. For the first part of this week, what I'd like you to do is take a sport that you're familiar with and then apply a direct instructional approach to it. You'll see that I've set out a workbook for you to identify the age group of your athletes, the place in the unit you'd be in teaching these athletes, the sport and skill you'd like to choose. You will need to identify the components of that skill and then provide me with the practice drills for that skill, along with your diagrams of how the students will complete the practice drills, and then send your completed lesson plan to me. Once you've completed that, we're going to start on the GameSense model. Now, GameSense is quite different to direct instruction, as the focus in this model is on the athletes understanding the strategies and the tactics that are required to be successful in sports and games. So, unlike direct instruction, which is taught outside of the game context, GameSense always occurs with a game-like situation where athletes will be confronted with pressure from an opponent. So this means that the athletes will need to learn to think for themselves and to try and work out a solution to be successful. Therefore, the main priority within this teaching model is a cognitive understanding on the student's part. The factors of space, time, and also risk are manipulated in GameSense to help the athletes gain a greater understanding of the tactics required for success. And further to that, one of the greatest benefits of this is that by understanding those factors of space, time and risk, skills can be transferred between different sports. For example, understanding how to use space to try and create an overlap in soccer could, for example, also be used in other sports such as basketball, rugby league, rugby union, Australian rules football, field hockey and even European handball. So this model is designed to get students thinking for themselves. So it's very student-centred. So what I'd like you to do is go through, once you've done your direct instruction lesson plan, look at the GameSense lecture and then undertake the reading by Metzler. This will be helpful for you with your first assessment task, which you're slowly heading towards. Thank you.